Welcome to the Thunder postgame show. John Rohde alongside Thunder beat writer Darnell Mayberry. Thunder wins at 115-104 over the Phoenix Suns. 3 players with 30 points, 1 player almost with a 20-20, and the player of the game goes 0 for 4 in Royale Ivy. You're writing about him, Darnell, and by the way, you were dressed for a funeral, and the Thunder were dead early. But your thoughts on a Royale Ivy and this comeback win, the largest comeback in 2 years?
Yeah, they were dead in the water, as you mentioned, for 2.5 quarters. And then end of the third quarter, Scott Brooks really makes an adjustment to go small and match up with Phoenix's small ball lineup. And he puts Royale Ivy in for Nick Collison, and that really turned the tide, changes the face of this game. Royale Ivy changes it with his hustle, his defensive energy. And as Russell Westbrook said, if you don't match his energy, you're going to look bad out there because he's going to bring it whether he plays 30 seconds or 30 minutes, and he changed the face of this game.
James Harden scored a career-high 30 points. Durant and Westbrook also had 30-plus. Serge Ibaka, 20 rebounds, 18 points. Thought he was going to break away for a 20-20 there. Darnell, they're just doing it every which way you can imagine.
Yeah, you know what? Scott Brooks actually said that he wasn't all that impressed or pleased with the 3 guys having 30 and Serge Ibaka coming 1 bucket short of 20 and 20. He said their defense in the first half wasn't acceptable. They gave up 34 and 30 points in the first and second quarter, respectively, and that can't happen. This is a defensive team. They want to pride themselves on that end of the floor, and you can't give up 64 points. I don't care if it's against the Phoenix Suns or the Golden State Warriors or the New York Knicks. You can't give up 64 points in a half. And fortunately for this team, they've been buckling down in the fourth quarter. They hold them to 16 fourth quarter points and get out of here with a win.
All right, speaking of Scott Brooks, let's hear what he had to say about the game and some Thunder players.
One of the things I will never say about our team, we were never going to give up. We're always going to keep clawing and figuring out ways to get ourselves back into the game. But it has to start from the defensive end. And, you know, we gave up 34 and 30 in the first 2 quarters. We talk about defense and we work on defense and everybody believes in our defense, but you have to show it every night. Royale came in, we went small and we played more aggressive defensively on the ball. I thought Serge was really good at protecting the basket, rebounding the basketball, getting us extra possessions on the offensive end. And, you know, Russell controlled the game. You know, he had 10 assists. How many turnovers did he have? 3 turnovers. So that's a great ratio for our team.
You never think that way, man. I always, especially at home, I always think that we could come back. But this team that we played today is really good on both ends. You know, mixing it up zone, man, and, you know, they did a great job on us. But, you know, we came out and fought hard, played together in that fourth, and got a really good win.
Royale came in midway through the third. Talk about how his energy changed the face of the game.
Royale does a great job of always playing with the same energy, you know, regardless of if you're playing 30 seconds, you know, 2 minutes. He's done a great job for us of coming in when Tabo's out and picking it up defensively, diving on the floor, getting loose balls, rebounds. He just does a great job.
Is his energy contagious?
Definitely. I mean, when you see a guy like that working, I mean, you have no choice but to do the same. And if you're not, then you look like, you know, everybody's looking at you like you're crazy. So,
Thunder has now won 14 straight at home, 3 shy of the franchise record, set back in 93-94 back in Seattle. Coming up next here on Friday and Saturday, Cleveland and Charlotte in that order. There are easier tasks, but I can't think of any right now.
Well, you got to be careful because it looked like this team remembered what happened to them the first time they played on New Year's Eve. It looked like the Thunder remembered they were up 24, led by as many as 24, never trailed against the Phoenix Suns. It looked like they were going to come out and it was going to be a cakewalk, and Phoenix had another thing in mind. So you can't take those 2 teams lightly. Hey, Charlotte just got a win the other night, and you never know. You can't take any team lightly in this league, and, you know, if they do, maybe this winning streak comes to an end. So you got to hope that they come out focused.
All right, we'll talk to you again on Friday night for the best Thunder coverage anywhere. Keep it right here on newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.